I knew, regardless of anything else, singing in front of an orchestra was going to be inspirational. It would feed me. I thought Moulin Rouge was inspirational, and Jesus Christ Superstar I loved. If you want to know why the coast is such an inspirational place, ask Herman Melville, Jack London, Nordhoff, and Hall, Robert Louis Stevenson, or Joseph Conrad. It's a glimpse of eternity. It invites rumination, the relentless whisper of the tide against the shore. I don't really watch too many movies, but I try to watch inspirational pieces about other musicians. Musical documentaries truly inspire me. Can You See is a beautiful song that follows a story of the star. It's a very inspirational song. Can a person be inspirational? Does a person have global sensibility? That's the hardest thing to find. I have a children's charity in Cookfield, West Sussex, which helps young children affected by cerebral palsy and associated disorders. The perseverance these young people display every day is inspirational. I've been known to write 10 pages a day for 10 days running before I take a breath. I am not a disciplined writer. I'm one of those people who laughingly call themselves inspirational writers, which basically means someone who has no control over their own creative process. Coming to Nashville has been so motivating and inspirational. Just watching people live and breathe their music and create something that they can feel from start to finish. Master Chefs about real people and for real people. It's aspirational and inspirational. There's nothing snobbish about it. Northeastern folk music influenced me from a very young age. Sachin Dev Burman is one of the inspirational musicians in Indian film music. The way he fused folk music with his signature style is amazing. So, I am aware of the beauty of Northeast folk music. I do love to eavesdrop. It's inspirational, not only for subject matter but for actual dialogue, the way people talk. Like the United Nations, there is something inspirational about New York as a great melting pot of different cultures and traditions. And if this is the city that never sleeps, the United Nations works tirelessly, around the clock around the world. I love inspirational R&B, like Mary J. Blige and Jennifer Hudson. I want to do that. That kind of music stays with you. I love people who Instagram story themselves running and they'll tag me or they'll send me a message and they'll be like, wow, this is so motivational and so inspirational. Every video I've made has an inspirational message behind it. Since day one, I thought, okay, I want my audience to be, like, Disney members. So if that's the case, I have to keep everything rated G. All in with Layla Ali's educational, inspirational, compelling programming profiling individuals that have reached for the sky, pushed themselves to the limit, and did things that you would think were impossible. Craig Sager's amazing attitude was truly inspirational. He was a champion during his battle, fighting every day with grace and humor. By now, you've probably caught on to something. My mother is always standing by with just the right scripture or inspirational saying to get me through any tough situation. I grew up in a very spiritual home in a Liberty City neighborhood of Miami, Florida. I was raised in the church, and my mother was a very inspirational person in my life. I did an A-level in theater studies and had a really inspirational teacher, and then I just went on to university. When I started my career, I never looked at myself as one to be inspirational, but as I continued to grow, I've met so many different people who ask, how do you do it? You make it look easy. But it's not easy. I have certain tricks and tips I use every day that have been working for me. We weren't the Temptations, but when we came out on stage, The people always gave us a special respect because our songs were of an inspirational quality. Lack of enthusiasm in the stands tends to be less inspirational on the field. It doesn't send the chills down your spine. It's not that magic moment that you dream about growing up. Honestly, the All-In Women's Locker Room was such an inspirational group of women. What I love about all the women involved, Chelsea, Britt, Madison, Jordan Grace, Brandy Rhodes, Tennille Dashwood, Penelope Ford, Mandy Leon, is we all bring something so different to the table for a common vision. There have been many different artists that have been inspirational. I suppose the question is directed to what was the reason why I went into fantasy illustration. I am never without my lyric book. If anything inspirational happens, I have it there so nothing's forgotten. We work to create a new wave of feminism that is more inclusive. I want others to feel equal. It's so great to see women in positions of power, which is why other artists, such as Marilyn Minter, are so inspirational to me. As far as me being inspirational to other combat-wounded guys, I would say that it's the opposite. To see guys at Walter Reed that I recovered with every day and they were missing every single one of their limbs, that is what I would say is inspiring. I think being directed and mentored by someone as inspirational as Paul Feig not only improves my performance but, as a whole, makes it what it is. When Maurice touched a keyboard, it was like something from a movie, magical. He would always give you something from a movie, and you'd go, "What did you just play?" Immediately inspirational writings, amazing. That's what we're going to miss.